following content is brought to you by Social Inform Media. This story comes to us from TennesseeLookout.com. And this is one where, people, and I got into a conversation with somebody on YouTube in the comment section about a particular officer here that likes to violate people's First and Fourth Amendment civil rights. The guy's trying so hard to justify the cop. Well, he's just doing his job. That's just law enforcement. And he no, this is what he's doing, and there's no probable cause. Well, because he's a bully, that doesn't really mean he's violating their civil rights. Well, and trying to so hard to explain how this poor officer is just doing his job, man, and we're labeling him. Guys, not every cop that has a badge on wears a super cape and flies around, saving the day. Some of them are pricks, like this cop, Just admit it. Stop trying to justify every single behavior of a cop by, no, I don't know. What I do know is some cops violate people's civil rights. They do. Not every cop. But some people just don't want to believe it. No, cops are good. Stop. Some are. Some are like this guy, an East Tennessee law enforcer who bragged about the tune-up gloves he wore when beating suspects to remind them who the boss was, and shouted, "I'm not sorry for what I've done," when a judge convicted him of civil rights abuses, is headed to federal prison. Did you hear that? He wore tune-up gloves. Yeah, I'm going to show you who the boss is around here. This is my town. Well, I wonder if you do that. I wonder if they use tune-up gloves in federal prison when you go in the shower. They're going to tune you up all right. I don't know if they're going to be using gloves. U.S. District Judge Travis McDonough on August 26 sentenced Anthony Tony Bean, 62, to 6 years in federal prison for beating two handcuffed detainees in two separate incidents. One while serving as chief of the Tracy City Police Department, and another while chief deputy of the Grundy County Sheriff's Office. The two beatings were not isolated incidents, according to a testimony in a June 2021 bench trial and a sentencing memorandum filed by Justice Department Civil Rights Attorney Kristen Clark and Assistant U.S. Attorney James Brooks. They were not isolated incidents, it says. Interesting, very interesting. Now, the memorandum stated, instead of using his authority to protect and serve the citizens of Grundy County, Bean abused his power by roughing up arrestees who believed they had such little recourse that they did not even complain to law enforcement about their mistreatment by one of the community's most senior law enforcement officers. Bean chose as his victims restrained, intoxicated men who could not fight back. The court heard ample evidence about the charged conduct and uncharged conduct, the other instances involving similarly powerless victims, needless abuses of power, and violence by Bean against anyone who annoyed him. And that's the thing, is anybody that annoys a cop, oh yeah, I'm going to tune your ass up. But you hear that? People that didn't think they had a claim against I'm going to read that one part again right here, just the one where it says, believe they had such little recourse, they didn't even complain. Because, cops make them feel guilty to where try and complain. It's my word against yours. And it's usually a felon or a parolee or somebody that's just, And while I get it, some criminals are just dirtbags, so are some cops. But people don't know their rights. They think, oh, I did bad, and so this is what I get. No, if the cop is stepping over the line, complain. Now, this is a very lengthy story. I was going to give you this one over the weekend, but a lot of things were going on, and I just didn't get to it. But it's a very lengthy story. Link in the description box if you want to read the whole thing. It actually has a copy of the court statement in there. You can actually read the court order, court paperwork right there from the Eastern District of Tennessee at Winchester. But people, they try to justify cops. And I'm not talking about the blue line. I'm talking about American citizens who say, oh man, come on, you're off base here. That cop is that's what law enforcement is. Come on, man. You're hating on these cops. No, if a cop is violating somebody's civil rights, he's violating somebody's civil rights. And he might be doing it in a bully tactic way. Well, being a bully isn't violating someone's civil rights. Actually, it is. If a cop is a bully, that's a violation of the Fourth Amendment, the right to be secure in your person. It is. Because that cop has a badge, and so he has the authority to arrest you. So when he's a bully to you, that's a violation of your Fourth Amendment, to be secure in your person. Because if you fight back, you're getting arrested. You know that, right? So that's a violation of your Fourth Amendment. Some people will go, I disagree. Well, you wouldn't be a very good lawyer in a court case, I'll tell you that. Because you have to know how to explain it just right. It's a violation of your right to be secure in your person to have a cop come up and start bullying you. That's a violation. Cut and dry. And this cop is headed to federal prison for it. Wonder if they're going to let him keep his tune-up gloves in his cell. He might need them to apply some of that, medication to his rear.